Welcome to the journey of light in the darkness, where we'll change the way the world sees us. In the next 30 seconds, I'll reveal 3 reasons why society labels all self-improvement efforts as prideful, and more importantly, how you can turn them into an unstoppable force. Backhand index pointing right, are you ready to face the truth? Backhand index pointing right, do you have the courage to accept the challenge and prove you're not weird, but different? If you're looking for a guiding light, watch the first 30 seconds. Get ready to break through all prejudices, ignite your willpower, and create a breakthrough in your life. Chapter 1. When efforts at self-improvement are labeled vanity. 1.1. The current reality, self-development behaviors often misunderstood. In modern life, activities like reading books in the morning, enrolling in online courses, exercising, or keeping an emotional journal are often dismissed as showing off or putting on a show. Imagine you post a photo of your study materials with the caption, "I woke up at 5 a.m. to read 20 pages before work." Almost immediately you see comments such as, "Wow, you're really going all out, must be for show. Stop being vain, live authentically." Similarly, spending time and money to learn a new skill can be mockingly called posturing. Rather than receiving encouragement, your efforts are questioned. Are you just trying to prove you're better than everyone else? Many hesitate to sign up for classes or pursue hobbies simply because they fear being branded vain. When self-improvement becomes a performance, people back away at the outset, and the chance to transform themselves slips away. 1.2. The origins of this prejudice: culture, psychology, and media. The stereotype that self-improvement equals vanity doesn't arise in a vacuum, but is shaped by 3 main forces. 1. Collectivist culture. In many East Asian societies, the mantra, "actions speak louder than words," is deeply ingrained. Those who boast or trumpet their achievements are viewed as braggarts. Consequently, sharing one's learning journey is seen as showing off rather than inspiring others. 2. Herd mentality. Humans tend to follow the crowd, social proof. When a majority shows little interest in books or healthy routines, anyone who acts differently, waking up early to study, for example, stands out as odd and is pressured to conform. 3. Social media algorithms. Platforms reward glamorous, sensational content, wild parties, exotic travels, while quiet moments of serious study or disciplined routines receive fewer likes and shares. Over time, we internalize the narrative that people value spectacle over substance. These intertwined influences form an unspoken evaluative system that leads millions to doubt their earnest intentions. 1.3. The psychological harm of negative judgments. When every positive effort is labeled vain, individuals suffer. Eroded self-confidence. Repeated mockery makes you question, am I truly disciplined or just putting on a show? Diminished motivation. Many abandon healthy habits midway out of fear of criticism or stigma. Social anxiety. Pride in personal progress turns into embarrassment, leading people to hide any positive behavior. In the long term, the gravest consequence is a lost opportunity for growth. When a society exalts harmful behaviors but belittles positive vanity, the entire community loses its drive to evolve, falling into stagnation and a lack of innovation. 1.4. An illustrative story, from personal effort to achievement. Consider Ms. Lawn, a 28-year-old office worker who resolved to study English every morning before work. To hold herself accountable, she posted photos of her textbooks and study schedule in a company chat group. Instead of encouragement, she was met with ridicule. Studying during office hours? Why so vain? Feeling self-conscious, Lawn deleted her posts and studied in secret. 3 months later, she achieved an IELTS score of 7.0 and was selected for a global project. Only then did colleagues ask for her secret. She revealed it was never about showing off, but about wanting to confidently converse with foreign managers. Witnessing her results, those who once mocked her became inspired and sought her guidance. Land's story illustrates that prejudice can stifle ambition, But when results speak for themselves, even positive vanity transforms into inspiration, dispelling all doubt. Chapter 2. Normalization of Vice, the Invisible Risk. 2.1. The concept of vice in modern life. In everyday usage, the term vice is most often linked to substance abuse, gambling, or violence. However, today's society has broadened this definition. Any behavior that causes long-term harm to one's body, mind, or social relationships rightly earns the label vice. Chronic sleep deprivation, consistently getting less than 6 hours of sleep per night, not only throws hormonal balance out of whack and reduces work performance, but also leads to chronic stress, memory impairment, and a higher likelihood of psychological disorders. Gaming and social media addiction. Statistics show that the average user spends nearly 3 to 4 hours a day scrolling or gaming, time that could be invested in learning new skills, reading books, or exercising. The fast life consumption cycle, endlessly chilling to exhaustion, nonstop partying, and uncontrolled shopping can easily lead to debt, loss of direction, and a profound sense of emptiness. What's most alarming is that society now cloaks these vices in the rhetoric of entertainment and effective relaxation, even treating them as trendy lifestyle choices. When harmful behaviors are glamorized, the public discourse on their actual costs, physical, mental, and social, fades into the background. 2.2. The celebration of all-night gaming, sleep deprivation, and image crafting. On social media platforms, it's common to encounter trends like staying up with streamers until 3 a.m., overnight boss farming marathon, or the no-sleep challenge. Clickbait headlines such as 24 hours of nonstop selfie action or 30 days without sleep can attract millions of views, shares, and comments. Participants are praised as brave, hardcore, or exemplars of a generation that dares to live, while no one mentions the toll on their health. The 3 a.m. Club, a trend in which users post screenshots of their clocks at 3 a.m., captioned "dragging myself through the night, but not giving up." These posts rack up likes and shares, and people celebrate them as proof of being energetic. 24-hour study marathon challenge. Student groups proudly boast about studying nonstop for 24 hours ahead of exams. Those who remain alert are hailed as heroes for their dedication. 12-hour Monster Hunt, live streams. Professional gamers attract hundreds of thousands of viewers by streaming continuous boss battles, earning praise for their all-out commitment. These phenomena have seeped into public consciousness. Hardship and playing to the extreme are lauded, while disciplined effort, studying, reading, exercising, is dismissed as showboating. 2.3. Hidden consequences on health, mind, and productivity. The normalization of vice conceals countless unseen costs. Physical deterioration, lack of sleep, irregular eating habits, and a sedentary lifestyle lead to weight gain, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and weakened immunity. Psychological disruption. Chronic insomnia triggers anxiety, depression, and diminished self-control. Gaming addicts can become socially isolated, losing touch with the real world. Declining work performance. Even when awake, a fatigued brain operates below capacity. Decision-making, creativity, and concentration all suffer. Strained relationships. Social media addicts lose focus, snap at friends or family when interrupted, and subject loved ones to emotional volatility. Medical and psychological studies show that individuals who stay up past midnight more than 5 nights a week are twice as likely to experience depression as those who sleep adequately. Those gaming over 20 hours a week are 20% more prone to social interaction difficulties and aggressive behaviors. 2.4. Comparing the value of personal responsibility versus unlimited entertainment. To illustrate the paradox, consider 2 scenarios. 1. Scenario A. You spend 30 minutes each morning meditating, 30 minutes reading, and 30 minutes on physical exercise. After 1 month, your sleep quality improves, your mood is uplifted, your focus increases by 25%, and you lose 2 kilograms of body fat. 2. Scenario B. You live stream gaming 3 hours a day, stay up until 2 a.m., skip reading altogether, and do no exercise. After a month, you reach the top streamer rank, but begin to suffer from fatigue, insomnia, and heightened stress. Society tends to celebrate Scenario B because it's flashy and grabs attention. Meanwhile, the quieter, less broadcastable Scenario A is labeled conceited. In truth, Scenario A builds the foundation for lasting health, sustainable success, and genuine well-being. Scenario B only delivers temporary thrills suitable for social media bragging, but it fails to nourish the mind and body once the cameras switch off. Chapter 3: The Nature of Willpower and Motivation. 3.1 Scientific Definitions of Willpower and Motivation. Willpower is the ability to self-regulate behavior and resist immediate impulses in favor of long-term goals. In psychology, willpower is often likened to mental energy. Each time we resist temptations, like sleeping in, junk food, or procrastinating, we are depleting this resource. Once it's drained, we're more likely to give in and revert to old habits. Motivation is the process of initiating, sustaining, and directing behavior. It is divided into two main types. Intrinsic motivation arises from internal satisfaction, joy, or personal meaning in doing something. For example, reading because you love knowledge. Extrinsic motivation comes from external rewards like money, praise, or grades. For example, studying to get a high score for approval. These two interact closely. Intrinsic motivation is more sustainable and helps maintain behavior even without clear rewards, while extrinsic motivation is effective for quick starts but often fades once the reward is gone. 3.2 The Donut Model. Energy, Warning, and Recovery. The donut model illustrates how willpower operates through three concentric zones. 1. Green zone. Zone of optimal energy when willpower is at a balanced level. We're focused and effective in achieving goals. 2. Yellow zone. Warning zone. Willpower starts to dip. We feel tired, lose focus, and are more vulnerable to temptations. 3. Red zone. Depletion zone. Willpower is fully drained. We lose control, miss deadlines, snap emotionally, or abandon good habits. Like a muscle, willpower needs recovery after intense use. Adequate sleep, balanced meals, short breaks, meditation, or walks in nature are recovery exercises that restore willpower and bring us back to the green zone, ready for the next challenge. 3.3 Brain and hormonal mechanisms behind determination. At the neurological level, two key brain areas play major roles in willpower. Prefrontal cortex, responsible for planning, decision-making, and impulse control. When it functions well, we can resist sleepiness, hunger, or emotional outbursts. Amygdala processes emotions, especially stress and fear. Overactivation leads to emotional overload, making it harder to stay on course. Chemically, dopamine acts as a catalyst for motivation. When we achieve small goals, dopamine is released, creating pleasure and driving us to continue. On the flip side, cortisol, the stress hormone, can suppress the prefrontal cortex, reducing willpower and increasing the likelihood of quitting. Maintaining stable cortisol levels through meditation, light exercise, and regular breaks is key to keeping the brain in optimal working mode. 3.4 Famous experiments on the power of willpower. 1. The Marshmallow Experiment, Stanford, 1972. Psychologist Walter Mischel offered children a choice. Eat one marshmallow now, or wait 15 minutes for two. Results showed that children who delayed gratification scored better academically and were more successful later in life. A powerful illustration of the benefits of long-term thinking. 2. Ego depletion effect. Roy Baumeister demonstrated that participants who had to resist two temptations in a row, like resisting candy, then resisting another urge, performed worse on the second task than those who only did one. This shows willpower is limited and needs to be recharged after use. 3. The soda versus alcohol study. In one study, participants viewed stress-inducing images, then drank either soda or a mild alcoholic drink. Those who drank alcohol relaxed faster, but also lost focus and behavioral control. It revealed how fragile the balance is between stress relief and willpower maintenance. End of Chapter 3. You now understand how willpower and motivation are formed and depleted. In Chapter 4, we'll explore the phenomenon of being the odd one out and why that very difference holds the key to breakthroughs. See you in the next part. Chapter 4. The odd one out in the eyes of the majority. For point 1, why do people ridicule those who dare to be different? When someone goes against the grain, they often face skepticism, criticism, or even pressure from the community. This stems from several psychological mechanisms. Fear of instability. Humans instinctively gravitate toward the safe zone of the crowd, where actions are already socially validated. Someone stepping out of that zone creates a sense of threat to the status quo. Unwritten rules. Every group or culture has norms, explicit or implicit, about how to live, work, or think. Breaking those invisible rules often earns the label weird as a warning, get back in line. Status quo bias. In both economics and psychology, people tend to favor the current state of affairs. Any proposed change feels risky. Thus, innovators often meet resistance. We applaud heroes who fight for justice or protest injustice, but mock those who invest time in self-improvement. The problem isn't their goal. It's our fear of being compared to someone brave enough to pursue it. For point 2, history's great weirdos. Looking at history's most transformative figures, we find that so-called weirdos often embody genius and grit. Thomas Edison, with 1,093 patents, his journey to bring electric light was met with ridicule. Even engineers dismissed it as a waste of resources. He persevered through over 1,000 failed prototypes before finding the right filament. Steve Jobs, the man behind the iPhone, was mocked for his obsession with design and user experience. When Apple launched the Macintosh, critics called its 256-color display unnecessary. But his refusal to conform revolutionized the tech industry. Elon Musk, from Tesla to SpaceX, Musk was often labeled a madman by conservative experts. Electric cars will never beat gasoline, they claimed, yet must prove them wrong with relentless innovation. What these weirdos shared was not acceptance of the crowd's rejection, but a deep belief in their vision, backed by data and relentless testing. 4.3. Herd mentality and the fear of being different. Groupthink is when a team prioritizes harmony over critical evaluation. Common symptoms include 1. Uniform opinions. People avoid dissent to prevent conflict, even when something feels wrong. 2. Self-censorship. Members suppress doubts to maintain group peace. 3. Pressure on dissenters. Those who speak up are ignored or attacked. Over time, groupthink stifles creativity and traps organizations in outdated patterns. In contrast, creative individuals, those who think differently and ask hard questions, fuel innovation. 4.4. Turning weirdness into competitive advantage. Instead of hiding what makes us weird, we can 1. Identify our unique value, USP. Ask, how am I different? It could be your study method, working style, or worldview. Write it down and refine it into a personal strength. 2. Prove with results. Don't rely on words alone. Show real outcomes. When you deliver results, like irrefutable proof, skepticism turns into curiosity and eventually admiration. 3. Tell your story. People remember feelings more than facts. Share the emotional journey of overcoming judgment and highlight the moments of doubt and the light that led you forward. 4. Build a community of misfits. Find or create a group of like-minded souls through social media, offline clubs, or training programs. Collective strength shields you from herd pressure and multiplies your momentum. With this approach, being weird is no longer a target for gossip, but a symbol of creativity and innovation, an edge no one can copy. End of Chapter 4. You now understand why being different often triggers ridicule and how to turn your uniqueness into a personal asset. In Chapter 5, we'll dive into strategies for building willpower, from forming habits to designing supportive environments and harnessing community power. Let's move forward together. Chapter 5: Strategies for Developing Willpower and Building Motivation. 5.1: Building Habits, the 21-Day Principle and Habit Stacking. The 21-Day Principle, based on Dr. Maxwell Maltz's research, 1950, repeatedly performing an action for at least 21 days will form a new habit. Each day, choose a small action, e.g., journaling for 5 minutes, reading 5 pages of a book, meditating for 5 minutes, and consistently perform it at a fixed time. Habit stacking, combine new habits with existing ones. For example, after brushing your teeth in the morning, old habit, immediately drink a glass of warm water, new habit, or while waiting for the coffee machine to brew, use those 2 minutes to take deep breaths or stretch. The don't break the chain principle. Use an app or calendar to mark every day you complete your habit. When you see the chain of check marks grow, motivation will arise to keep you from wanting to break the continuous streak. 5.2: Designing a supportive environment. Psychological leverage, nudge theory. Reducing friction for good habits. Place books next to your bed, put a water bottle on your desk, install a meditation app on your phone's home screen. Increasing friction for bad habits. Move social media apps to a subfolder, remove the battery, or keep your phone far from your bed. Place the alarm clock out of reach, so you have to get up to turn it off. Applying default design. Set the best option, exercise, reading, healthy eating, as the default choice. For example, sign up for automatic reminders for meditation on an app. Leave workout clothes ready as soon as you open the door. 5.3: The role of community and accountability partners. Accountability partner. Choose a friend or colleague with the same goals to track progress together, schedule reminders, and share daily results. The commitment in front of others increases personal responsibility. Mastermind group. Join or create a small group, 4 to 6 people, with a common theme, online through Telegram, Slack, or offline at a cafe. Each week, members share progress, challenges, and receive constructive feedback. The importance of role models. Follow and connect with those who have succeeded in the field you're pursuing. They serve as inspiration and show a practical path to follow. 5.4: Tools for tracking progress. Journaling. Write a daily or weekly journal about your emotions, obstacles, and lessons learned. Writing helps you identify behavior patterns and enhances self-awareness. Apps and trackers. Use apps like Habitify, Streaks, Notion, or Google Sheets to track the number of consecutive days you've completed your habit. Regular reports make it easier to adjust when you experience willpower fatigue. Progress charts. Draw bar or line charts showing hours spent reading, nights of quality sleep, exercise sessions, etc. Every time you see the graph rising, you'll gain more trust in your ability and be more motivated to maintain your habits. Chapter 5 has provided you with a toolbox of strategies, from building habits to leveraging community and technology to strengthen willpower. In Chapter 6, we will explore real-life examples, stories of people who have overcome adversity through extraordinary willpower and motivation. See you in the next chapter. Chapter 6, Evidence from Resilient Mindsets. 6.1, Personal Overcoming Stories, from the Depths to Glory. Let's start with Lan An, a girl who grew up in a poor family in a rural area of central Vietnam. Her childhood was marked by helping her mother plant rice, and at night, she would study by flashlight. After failing the university entrance exam, Lan An didn't give up. She worked part-time at a rice shop, self-studied, and bought books to prepare for the retake. Every day, she only slept 4 to 5 hours, taking advantage of every moment to study, while cooking, on the bus, or when drinking tea. When she passed the university exam, she continued her journey by applying for a scholarship to study abroad and working as a teaching assistant, despite living in a small room with just enough space for a bed and desk. Instead of going empty-handed, Lan An brought along a self-made atomic model kit and the firm belief that failure is only temporary. After 4 years, she graduated with honors, won a PhD scholarship in the US, and became an outstanding young researcher in the field of nuclear physics. Lesson learned. Willpower isn't something everyone is born with, but it is forged from the fragments of failure. Each sleepless night, each worn-out book, and every failed exam serves as a building block for unwavering determination. 6.2. Exemplary cases in sports, business, science. 1. Sports. Roger Federer. When Federer was a young talent, he was dropped from the Swiss national team due to his soft style compared to the standard muscular approach. Instead of quitting, he dedicated extra hours each day to perfecting his backhand, building endurance, and working on his mental game. Result: 20 Grand Slam titles and a legendary King of Grass title that lasted for 2 decades. 2. Business. Howard Schultz, Starbucks. Schultz was born in public housing and worked at a small coffee shop before rising to leadership at Starbucks. When he proposed the Italian coffee experience model for America, his previous employer dismissed it as too expensive. However, Schultz opened a test store on his own, eventually building a global empire with over 30,000 stores worldwide. 3. Science. Marie Curie. Denied access to university because she was a woman in Poland, Curie moved to Paris and secretly studied in libraries at night. Despite holding 2 jobs to support herself, she persevered in researching radioactivity, winning 2 Nobel Prizes, one in physics and one in chemistry, and paving the way for nuclear medicine. Lesson learned. Whether in sports, business, or science, willpower and persistence transform into achievements far beyond expectations. The difference lies in their choice to reject the limits imposed by others. 6.3. The never give up lesson from iconic failures. Failure is not the end, but a comma marking the beginning of a new chapter. Some exemplary examples. J.K. Rowling. Rejected by 12 publishers for the first manuscript of Harry Potter, she didn't give up on editing and resubmitting it, ultimately creating a billion-dollar brand. Walt Disney. Fired from a newspaper for a lack of creativity, but he nurtured his dream of an amusement park. Colonel Sanders, KFC, rejected by over 1,000 investors at age 60. He still traveled to pitch his fried chicken recipe and became a symbol of self-belief. Common thread: they didn't just endure failure, but they learned from it. They took notes on mistakes, analyzed causes, and adjusted their strategies, thus building a stronger foundation. 6.4. The power of resilience and adaptability. Resilience is the ability to endure, adapt, and recover quickly after a crisis. Research from the University of Oxford shows that resilient people possess 1. The ability to identify negative emotions. They don't avoid them, but accept sadness and disappointment as a part of life. 2. Growth mindset. They believe that ability and intelligence can be developed through effort, not innate talent. 3. Support system. Family, friends, and mastermind communities help them share mental burdens and ignite new motivation. 4. Adaptability. In any situation, whether being fired, going bankrupt, or facing illness, they quickly come up with Plan B, Plan C, and keep moving forward. Practicing resilience. Every week, spend 10 minutes writing about at least one hardship you've overcome and the lesson you learned. This helps the brain reinforce the recovery journey and boost confidence for the next challenges. Ending Chapter 6, you have gained inspiration from resilient mindsets that have overcome adversity. In Chapter 7, we will work together to create a detailed 100-day action plan for you to apply starting today. See you in the next section. Chapter 7, Practical Application, 100-Day Self-Improvement Plan. After 6 chapters, you now have a solid understanding of the theory and illustrative stories about willpower, motivation, and how to cultivate them. Now, we move from knowing to doing with a detailed 100-day roadmap. 100 days isn't a magical number, but it's long enough for new habits to deeply embed into your DNA and short enough to keep you excited and committed starting today. 7.1. Set SMART goals for 3 focus areas. First, identify the 3 areas you want to change. 1. Health, physical, e.g., sleep 7 to 8 hours, exercise 3 times a week. 2. Knowledge, academics, e.g., read 12 professional books, learn 100 English words per week. 3. Skills, practice, e.g., write a blog/journal 3 times a week, learn a soft skill like public speaking, or create a small project. Each goal must follow the SMART principle. S. Specific. Increase endurance, run 5 kilometers. M. Measurable. Lose 3 kilograms, read 1 chapter per day. A. Achievable. It should not require cramming 3 areas into one day. Spread them out. R. Relevant. Aligns with personal aspirations. T. Time-bound. Within 100 days. Example goals. Health. Complete 30 gym sessions, 45 minutes each in 100 days. Knowledge. Read 5 books on marketing and summarize at least 1 page per day. Skills. Practice English speaking with IELTS speaking questions 4 days a week, each session 30 minutes. 7.2. Create daily and weekly to-do lists. 7.2.1. Weekly plan. Every Sunday, spend 30 minutes to review your progress over the past 7 days. Each habit. Adjust the volume if it's too heavy or light. List 3 potential risk scenarios, e.g., attending a party, minor illness, tight deadlines, and create backup plans. 7.2.2. Daily to-do list. Every night before sleep. 1. List 3 most important tasks, MIT, for the next day prioritized in the order. Health knowledge, skills. 2. Set fixed time slots for each task. 6 to 6:45 gym, 7 to 7:30 reading, 21 to 21:30 speaking practice. 3. Small commitment. If I can't go to the gym, I'll run 3 kilometers in the park. 7.2.3. Record and reward yourself. After completing each MIT, check on the calendar, app, or paper. Reward yourself. A cup of herbal tea, 10 minutes listening to your favorite music, or a 5-minute walk to relax. 7.3. Methods for managing disruptions and maintaining focus. Disruption is the #1 enemy of willpower. To protect the green zone of the donut model, you need 1. Pomodoro technique. Break work into 25-minute sessions with a 5-minute break. After 4 sessions, take a longer break, 15 to 20 minutes. Each session is a small step on the willpower mountain, helping you avoid falling into the red zone. 2. Temporarily block distractions. Use apps like Freedom, Forest, or the phone's Do Not Disturb mode. Set up a blacklist of games, social media, and YouTube. 3. Flow environment. Prepare a clean workspace. Ensure proper lighting and an airy space. Set a timer and use noise-canceling headphones. Once in flow, your brain releases dopamine, creating excitement and making you want to stay in the work session. 4. Zero inbox and batch processing skills. Check emails only twice a day to avoid constant inbox notifications. Batch similar tasks, texting, drafting, calling, together to handle them at once. 7.4. Evaluate and adjust every 7, 30, and 60 days. Periodic evaluations help to get a clear view of the bigger picture and make timely adjustments. 7-day milestone. Review your adherence level, list % completion of MIT, and personal emotions. Note what made me lose motivation, what needs to change to make it easier to maintain. 30-day milestone. Summarize the results. How many pages did I read? How much weight did I increase at the gym? Has my English speaking improved? Compare with initial SMART goals. Adjust the plan. Increase/decrease intensity. Add remove habits. 60-day milestone. Reflect on the entire journey. Recognize your most outstanding achievement, feeling fulfilled, improvement beyond expectations. Set a new challenge for the remaining 40 days. Increase your personal KPI by 10 to 20% compared to the first 30 days. 100-day milestone. Final goal. Perform a comprehensive assessment. Compare before and after results in all 3 areas. Interview family and friends for objective feedback. Announce the results. Write a blog/vlog sharing your 100-day journey as a tangible proof of the power of willpower and motivation. Ending Chapter 7. You now have a detailed 100-day self-improvement roadmap, equipped with organization tools, disruption management techniques, and progress evaluation methods. In Chapter 8, we will expand our vision and explore how to spread the culture of limitless self-improvement to the community and future generations. See you in the next section. Chapter 8, The Light Within. 8.1, Harmonizing with the World. When the journey of self-improvement has left its personal mark, the next step is to connect with the collective rhythm of humanity. Each of us, no matter where we live, is influenced by the ocean of culture, technology, and society. Harmonizing doesn't mean blending in, but rather finding ways to complement personal values with a greater vision. Engage in global initiatives, contribute knowledge and skills, for example, by participating in online volunteer programs, sharing on international forums, or co-hosting multilingual workshops. Follow human-centric trends. Stay updated on sustainable development initiatives, the circular economy, and technology for the community to turn your personal capabilities into tools for solving global challenges. Collaborate across fields. Rather than only working with others in your field, collaborate with experts in sociology, the environment, healthcare, etc. This combination creates projects with broad impact while keeping you adaptable to the rapid changes of the times. By doing so, your light will spread and integrate into a mosaic of humanity, where each unique piece contributes to a brighter shared picture. 8.2, An Open Heart. Empathy and humility are two indispensable qualities in the journey of ascension. From the perspective of a motivational speaker, internal strength is only truly solid when you know how to listen, share, and give. Listen without judgment. In every conversation, first understand the feelings and context of the other person. Respond with open-ended questions. How do you feel when? What makes you? Creating a safe space for them to change. Share personal experiences. Don't hesitate to talk about the times you felt lost, gave up, or struggled to regain your will. When you are sincere, listeners will easily connect and use your experiences as a guiding light for their own journeys. Give unconditionally. Spend time mentoring, writing free guides, or participating in nonprofit projects. The more you give, the stronger your belief in the value of positive actions grows, while cultivating gratitude, a catalyst that ensures your will is never depleted. An open heart not only brings happiness to others, but also strengthens you, because the joy that spreads is pure dopamine, supporting the process of reviving willpower. 8.3, The Infinite Journey. Self-improvement is not a destination, but an infinite journey. Just like the cycle of breathing, inhale and exhale, the path of progress always carries a chain of reflection, introspection, response. 1. Reflection. Review your achievements and failures. Write a monthly or yearly journal to evaluate what has been accomplished. 2. Introspection. Identify the yellow ring, signs of willpower depletion, and the green ring, moments of excitement. Adjust your recovery methods accordingly. Rest, meditation, quality entertainment. 3. Response. Plan improvements, try new habits, and reconnect with your community to reignite motivation. Through each cycle, you continue to learn, refine, and expand your understanding. The infinite journey is a commitment to being better today than yesterday. And no matter how many goals have been achieved, countless horizons await you to explore. 8.4. The Child and the Giant. Within each of us, both a curious child and a steadfast giant coexist. The child constantly asks why, how come, sparking creativity and innovation. The giant embodies willpower and responsibility. Nurture the curious child. Maintain habits of reading across various fields. Practice thinking walks in nature. Participate in art or science workshops. The child within you will prevent boredom and always find new perspectives on any issue. Ignite the giant. Maintain discipline through a 100-day plan, track your progress, and constantly raise your goals. The giant within you ensures you stay on course and push beyond your limits. Balance both elements. When faced with major challenges, Allow the child in you to explore ideas. When needing to make serious decisions, let the giant control impulsive emotions. The harmony between curiosity and discipline transforms you into a complete being, creative yet resilient. Conclusion and final lessons. Decoded wise self-development actions are often labeled as show-off, while negative habits are normalized. 1. Analyze the essence of willpower and motivation through the donut model, brain mechanisms, and classic experiments. 2. Explore the phenomenon of eccentricity in the eyes of the majority and how to turn differences into advantages. 3. Equipped with strategies to strengthen willpower, from building habits, designing environments, leveraging communities, to applying a 100-day roadmap. 4. Inspired by real-world examples of resilience and explored the importance of resilience. 5. Expanded perspectives, harmonizing with the world, keeping an open heart, committing to the infinite journey, and balancing the child and giant within. Core message: self-improvement is a responsibility, not a matter of ego. When you seriously invest in yourself, you are creating sustainable value for yourself, for the community, and for the world. Call to action. 1. Stop doubting yourself every time someone calls you show off. 2. Start tomorrow with at least 5 minutes of positive habit. 3. Share your journey with at least one friend to create a community of light that spreads infinitely. Finally, I will remind you of the 3 opening sentences, now illuminated by specific insights and strategies. I can't understand why actions aimed at self-improvement are called show-off, yet real vices are normalized, and they call me eccentric. Now, you have the map, compass, and inner fire to confidently continue on this path. I wish you always be the economic manager of your will and a lighthouse guiding others. Take action today because you deserve the best version of yourself. Appendix A. Implementation tools and references. To help you turn theory into action, below is a toolbox containing templates, apps, and tested references. 8.1 100-Day Plan Template, Google Sheets/Excel. Day Health, Knowledge, Skills, Notes/Feelings. 1. 2. 100. Instructions. Each day, check when completing small goals. Add a short note, today, I feel, to recognize your emotional state. 8.2. Habit Tracking Apps. 1. Habitify, iOS/Android web. A minimalist interface, progress reports, flexible reminders. 2. Streaks, iOS. O focuses on maintaining streaks of completed days. Supports reminder widgets. 3. Forest, iOS/Android Chrome extension. O combines gamification. Grow a willpower tree every time you avoid using your phone. 8.3. Recommended books and courses. Title author type notes. The Willpower Instinct Kelly McGonigal book explains the science of willpower. Atomic Habits, James Clear book techniques for building habits. Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, Angela Duckworth book study on resilience. Learning How to Learn, Coursera, Barbara Oakley. MOOC Fast Learning Techniques. The Science of Well-Being, Coursera, Laurie Santos. MOOC Positive Psychology Foundation. Appendix B. Discussion questions and practice exercises. B.1. Group discussion questions. 1. Ego versus self-improvement. In a group of 4 to 6 people, share a recent situation where you were labeled as show-off for doing something positive. How did others react? What lesson did you learn? 2. Normalizing vices. Describe a leisure habit you or someone close to you is slowly becoming dependent on. Discuss its long-term effects and propose solutions for balance. 3. Eccentric people. Share about a person, either a celebrity or someone you know, who was labeled eccentric but eventually succeeded. What made them different? B.2. Personal exercises. 1. 7-day journal. Each night, write down 3 things you did well in maintaining habits and 1 major obstacle you encountered. 2. Emotional map. Draw an emotional graph over 30 days on a 1 to 10 scale to identify the yellow ring and red ring in the donut model. 3. Risk management script. List 5 situations where you're likely to give up and provide 5 backup solutions for each. B.3 30 to 60-minute challenge. Guided meditation. Use Calm or Headspace apps to practice 10-minute meditation to observe your breath and thoughts. Record your feelings before and after the meditation. Blog/vlog post. Write a short blog/vlog, 500 to 700 words/minutes, sharing your most memorable day in your 100-day journey, emphasizing moments of overcoming judgment. When you begin your self-improvement journey, you may feel lonely, like an eccentric among the masses. But it's this courage to be different that becomes the motivation to discover your inner lighthouse. Don't be ashamed when others call you show off. Be proud that you're investing in the most sustainable value, yourself. Chapter 9, Creating Impact and Spreading It. 9.1, Building a Personal Brand. To spread the message of self-improvement, you need a clear personal brand, a unique imprint that makes people associate you with the value you share. First, identify your 3 core elements: your life philosophy, the expertise you pursue, and your personal journey story. Once these are clear, you start telling your story through every post, video, or presentation. From the moments when your willpower hits the red ring to the breakthrough up into the green ring. For example, if you specialize in developing morning habits, share images of your tidy study corner, strict sleep schedules, and measurable results: a 20% productivity increase, 1 kilogram fat loss after 1 month. Every piece of content should be consistent. Colors, language, posting frequency. When your audience sees you regularly with the same message, they will remember you as the leader in the field of self-improvement. 9.2, the micro-influencer strategy. You don't need to be a star with millions of followers. You can start as a micro-influencer, someone with 1,000 to 10,000 followers, but very high engagement. The power of a micro-influencer lies in authenticity and relatability. Choose a small target audience, e.g., young programmers, new mothers, aspiring entrepreneurs, and offer them specific value. Free ebooks, weekly live Q&A sessions, or 7-day challenges. When this small group realizes you are genuinely holding their hand and helping them, they will recommend you to their colleagues and friends. Don't hesitate to collaborate on guest posts with other micro-influencers in related fields. They help you expand your reach while you bring fresh value to their communities. 9.3, spreading value through community projects. A viral post is just a momentary flare. Community projects, like a series of offline workshops, a 21-day positive habits challenge, or a buddy system pairing mentors with mints, create lasting impact. You can partner with schools, startup companies, or local authorities to organize free events that attract dozens or hundreds of participants. At each gathering, share practical content. The habit stacking method, how to nudge coworkers into exercising, or how to use the donut chart to self-track willpower energy. When participants witness results right before their eyes, the willpower cycle easing stress, good habits being formed, they will become word-of-mouth ambassadors, naturally spreading your project. 9.4, measuring social impact. Spreading value isn't just about the number of likes or shares. You need clear KPIs. The number of people attending workshops, retention rates until the last session, the number of success stories recorded, and behavior changes surveyed after 30 to 60 days. Use short surveys, Google Forms, conduct in-depth interviews with some representatives, and collect quantitative data, such as the percentage of people who maintain the habit after 1 month. This data helps you adjust content, improve experiences for future projects, and most importantly, provide convincing evidence when calling for sponsorships, partnerships, or scaling up. Whether big or small, always ask, how many lives have we truly changed? When the invisible vices around us are celebrated, responsibility for yourself becomes the light that leads the way. See every challenge as a stepping stone, every failure as a valuable lesson. And always remember that the infinite journey isn't about wearing you out, but ensuring that you never stop feeling the joy of moving forward. I wish you steadfastness, courage, and always shining brightly. Ethan Lee. Chapter 10. Facing Crisis and Transformation. 10.1. Identifying Signs of Crisis. A willpower crisis doesn't arrive on schedule. It quietly accumulates through stress, sleepless nights, and prolonged exhaustion. You can recognize you're heading toward the red ring when you miss deadlines often, feel insecure, or are quick to snap at coworkers and friends. To spot it early, maintain a daily emotion chart, recording your energy level from 1 to 10. If it falls below 4 for 3 consecutive days, that's an emergency sign that you need to stop and recharge. 10.2. The pause and reflect technique. When a crisis hits, the usual reaction is to push harder. Instead, you need to stop, pause, and ask yourself, what's happening? Write in a journal for at least 5 minutes. Not just "I'm tired," but describe in detail, "Today I missed a deadline my boss reminded me. I felt confused and frustrated." Then, reflect. Separate emotions, "I feel confused," from reasoning, "I missed the deadline because I misjudged the workload." When your reason returns, you can make a wiser decision. Perhaps temporarily cut back on habit to focus on finishing the deadline, or ask for an extension until you are stable again. 10.3. Creating a Plan B. Every big goal needs a contingency plan. With a 100-day roadmap, list 5 situations that could derail the journey: illness, sudden work, travel, stress, or family pressure. For each situation, provide alternative solutions. If you're sick, turn 45 minutes of gym time into 15 minutes of stretching in bed. If there's an urgent deadline, postpone the English lesson and catch up late night. If you're traveling, bring audiobooks and do light running exercises. Having a plan B ready means you won't panic when interruptions arise, and your willpower will be less likely to be disrupted by external edge cases. 10.4. Transforming crisis into opportunity. A crisis, if handled correctly, can become a catalyst for new initiatives. After each pressure-filled moment, spend 20 to 30 minutes brainstorming. What did I learn? Is there a way to shorten the journey? Is there a creative way to turn the disruption into an advantage? For example, when stressed by a deadline, try experimenting with the shorter 15 to 3 Pomodoro technique instead of 25 to 5. When you're sick, you might start a series of recovery breathing exercises videos to share for free with the community. Each successful idea creates new momentum, and you demonstrate to yourself and others that no crisis is too big for your willpower to overcome. Chapter 11. Maintaining long-term motivation. 11.1. The motivation, result, reward loop. Many people give up because they lack immediate fuel. You need to build a natural loop. When you complete a task, no matter how small, reward yourself immediately with a positive experience, e.g., 10 minutes of your favorite music, a 5-minute walk, or a delicious cup of coffee. The reward triggers a dopamine burst, helping the brain remember the behavior and look forward to repeating it. However, don't rely solely on material rewards or entertainment. Mix in intrinsic rewards like a sense of pride or noticeable progress. For example, telling yourself, "I've kept the 30-day streak," is also a significant and more sustainable reward. 11.2. Changing the tasteless perception of success. Many people achieve their goals but quickly lose interest because they measure success using only a single metric, e.g., the number of kilos lost, the number of books read. To maintain motivation, diversify your success criteria. Sleep quality, measured with the Sleep Cycle app. Social connection level, number of meetups with friends/positive feedback from them. Happiness index, rate your joy level on a scale from 1 to 10 every morning. When you look at the bigger picture, you realize you're progressing in many areas, and intrinsic motivation is reinforced because every effort has a valuable reward. 11.3. The level up mechanism. Think of the self-improvement journey as a game. When you complete level 1, e.g., 10 meditation sessions, 5 gym workouts, 5 chapters of a book, you unlock level 2 with more challenging tasks, 15-minute meditation, heavier gym workouts, more advanced books. For each level completed, you'll receive an appropriate reward, such as buying a book you've wanted, a relaxing spa session, or a movie night with friends. This mechanism helps avoid idleness when the habit is established and stimulates the brain to view each new level as an exploration experience, maintaining a sense of long-lasting adventure. 11.4. Recharging your motivation. Motivation can also run dry if you're stuck in a repetitive pattern. To recharge, change the learning subject. After focusing on hard skills, move to soft skills, presentation, leadership. Attend retreats or intensive workshops. 2 to 3 days of concentrated learning with experts to help you recharge, connect with like-minded people. Create content to share. Write blogs, record videos telling your journey. Interview guests. Sharing helps automate the review process of theory and allows you to see how much progress you've made. Chapter 12. The Legacy Journey and Inspiring Others. 12.1. Documenting the journey. Once you've conquered multiple levels of habits and demonstrated their effectiveness, the next step is to extend your legacy. Write a book, at least the first 5 chapters of a memoir, recounting the beginning of your journey, your biggest challenges, and the tools you used. Or create a 10-episode vlog series, each episode 10 to 15 minutes, interviewing guests and sharing real-life case studies. When you stand behind a work, book, video, podcast, your message will live on longer and reach many future generations. 12.2. Developing a succession team. A legacy is not just a product, but the people you train. Choose 3 to 5 outstanding collaborators and coach them to become ambassadors for your method. Set up a mentoring program. Each mentor guides 3 mints, shares weekly, and sets specific learning KPIs. When this team spreads more value, e.g., organizing workshops in other cities, your personal brand will expand exponentially through the replication effect. 12.3. Creating a support fund. If you have resources, time, network, finances, set up a scholarship or small startup fund for those who have the will but lack the means. For example, the 100 Days of Self-Improvement Scholarship could support books, habit tracking apps, or workshop participation fees. When your fund helps a new generation, the legacy of willpower will continue to spread powerfully. 12.4. Creating a domino effect. The domino effect starts when each person inspires 1 or 2 others. When each individual inspires at least 1 other person, the influence grows exponentially. You can initiate a 1 mentor a week campaign to encourage anyone who has completed the 100-day journey to share with someone new. Measure the spread through the number of mentor-mentee connections, the number of self-organized groups from the campaign, and the change stories recorded. With chapters 9 to 12 deeply developed, you now have a complete blueprint from creating personal impact to handling crises, maintaining motivation, and finally, building a legacy. Anyone who follows this path will not only change themselves, but also become a flame that ignites willpower and belief in the wider community. Wishing you perseverance and success. Thank you for accompanying me throughout the light in the darkness journey. If you found today's strategies and stories useful, don't forget to like the video to let me know you're ready to ignite your willpower, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new episodes, where I'll continue to share tools, strategies, and lessons to help you grow without limits. Please comment below to share the moment when you conquered the red ring, or any questions you'd like me to answer in the next episode. I'm eager to hear your thoughts and walk alongside you every step of the way.